Hello, friends, and welcome to the space where we discuss business, landscaping, beer, and everything in between. I'm your host, Heather Gerard from My Landscape Artist here in London, Ontario, Canada. And this is Season 2 of Hops and Hedges. Stay tuned after each episode for a message from our sponsor, ext.tech. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now crack open a cold one, and let's dig in. And we are rolling. With me today, all the way from London / St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
Is Greg Schaafsma from Grand River Natural Stone. So Greg, welcome aboard. Glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
I was just thinking, I was going through your questionnaire before we got started. And so you've been in the profession for 14 and a half years, going on 15.
Yeah.
And I've actually known you for 9 of those years. Because we met when I first started at Rural Roots Landscaping out in Lambeth.
Yep. I've been it's 14 and a half years with Grand River. But
Oh,
I
wow.
also have 17 years of nursery experience.
See, you don't look old enough to have that.
No, I don't, but
No.
I started at Cannondale
Yep.
Nurseries right out of high school. My parents said was done grade 12. My parents said, go find a job.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, no problem. I went Parkside in St. Thomas, and Cannondale Nursery is right next door, and my dad was there all the time.
Yeah.
So I just went next door. They said, oh, we know your dad. You start today. I'm like, okay, perfect.
Nice.
So I worked there for 2 years before I went, and then I went to school.
Yep.
So I had originally wanted to do like forestry, but I had some close friends say, don't do that. There's no jobs anymore.
Ah.
So I could have been a forest ranger way up north someplace.
Holy smokes. In another life, right? We
In
all kind
another
of have
life.
these other things that we might have or could have, but didn't.
Yeah.
So
So
what did you end up going to school for?
I went to Ridgetown College.
Yep.
For horticulture.
Gotcha. It's a Ridgetown campus, but it's part of Guelph, right?
So it was not part of Guelph when I started.
Oh, okay.
So I started there in 1996.
Yep.
And my first year was Ridgetown College. You had to have a higher percentage to pass grades. You needed 65 to pass.
Which is what I think it should be, if you ask me. But
and then when we went off for the summer, University of Guelph took it over.
Oh, okay.
So I do have my diploma is from the University of Guelph.
Yep.
So, but when I started in 96 in my class, we had 100 students. When I graduated from my class in 98,
yeah,
we had 12.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's nuts.
So I worked at Cannondale through the summers when I was off, and then I stayed there. Oh, I was there at Cannondale for 9 years total, and I just wasn't going anywhere. There was no future really. There was no room to move up, so I could have still been there now and be there almost 30 years.
Right.
And be like, where am I? I would have just moved up the chain, but not that. So I was happened to be at Congress and saw an advertisement to be the grower for Downham Nurseries in Strathroy.
Huh.
For their Iona farm.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to apply. So, and I had good references at the time, and I got the job. So I went from being a laborer into management.
Yep.
So, and I was there until there was a dispute between the new general manager and myself, and he didn't like me, I didn't like him, and I got let go.
Yeah, that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
How many people leave jobs because of the people? It's not the job, it's not the company, it's the people or the culture.
Yeah, and then less than 3 years after I left there, they shut the doors.
Oof.
Downham Nurseries. So, and that was the downfall of Downham, which was they were owned by Maury Nurseries out of Niagara Falls.
Okay.
So they went down after that also.
Hmm.
So
Interesting. Sometimes, you feel like it's in the time you're being let go or cut free, but it doesn't
yeah,
feel good. But then later on, you look back and you're like, huh, it's actually really good that
yeah.
that happened when it did. You
Well,
know?
and it wasn't a great time for me to get let go. My dad was in a hospital with he was palliative care for cancer, and
Yeah.
I let go. I got let go, and 10 days later he passed away. So,
Jeez. When it rains, it pours.
yep. And then I went to work. Um, my whole goal was I got a fairly good sized severance check, and my goal was to open a landscape company in the next spring.
Yep.
I was working on getting all my stuff in a row. I had the backing of some friends who were landscapers at the time, and they're like, "Yeah, go for it. You have all the experience.
Yeah.
Just go for it."
Yep.
And then, but I needed something to tide me over, so I
Mm.
applied to every outdoor job whatsoever. And I don't even, my thing is, I don't even remember applying to Grand River.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
All I did was it was the end of September, and at that time, the year I got hired was well 2010. The international plowing match was going on in St. Thomas, and I had just come back and I got a phone call from Jarrett saying,
Hmm.
"Hey, can you be in here for 9 o'clock?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." And he goes, "When can you start?" And I said, "Well, I'm available October 1st."
Right.
So basically October 1st, 2020 or 2010, I
Yeah.
got hired with Grand River and have been there ever since.
Holy smokes.
And started at the bottom and worked my way up.
Yep. Well, and you've been a staple for as long as I've known Grand River, right?
Yeah.
Because I met you and the crew at Grand River when I started. So,
Yeah.
but that's pretty crazy. So, did you think? So you wanted? You were talking about maybe getting into forestry. Is that
Yeah.
also what you wanted to do as a kid? Like, do you have memories of man, like being a park
We
ranger
just
or wanting to?
we
Or you
just
just?
can't we camped outdoor. Like we not camped outdoors, but we always were at the provincial parks when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I just love the outdoors. Um, I could never see myself working in a factory or doing an office job where it was indoors. I knew I
Mm-hmm.
had to do something that was outdoors. And I watched my dad. My dad hated. He was a lifelong worker at the Ford plant, and he
Okay.
hated every minute of it.
It's so funny you
So
say that, my mom was in banking and I remember her coming home just miserable, like
yeah.
just so stressed out. And I was thinking, like, this is what people do? Like, that was my expectation that you're just gonna find or settle for a job that pays the bills so you can live. I was like, that's a lot of years to work at something that you despise.
Well,
And so I just had to be something outside for me too.
and that's what my dad did. Is like he basically had a young family and had to Ford paid the bills.
Yeah. Hmm.
So he hated that, and he did eventually start his own landscape company. Just we just did small jobs. Fruit flies are bugging me.
I know it's the time of year.
Yeah, and we so I worked for him. We just did small installs of front walkways, and he loved it working at a nursery because he got everything
Hmm.
discount priced.
Yep.
So on his weeks off and that he did that stuff and I helped when I could.
Hmm.
So
Huh.
I just figured it would be was the next evolution once I got let go from the nursery was to go into landscaping.
Right.
So
And so you said that you can never work in an office or a factory, but do you have any office or factory experience? Like, did you ever give it a try to rule it out, or you just knew that there's no way?
there I worked, I guess you could say I worked in kind of like an assembly type thing. I
Yep.
worked for the Elgin County Market in St. Thomas assembling papers.
Okay.
and it just was not for me.
No.
It was easy and repetitive, but I just couldn't see myself being stuck inside all day long, not seeing the sun
And doing the same thing. Like doing
and
the
doing the same thing.
same thing.
Yeah.
I did give it a try to rule it out because I thought there's no way. There's no way this is for me, but I'm gonna give it a try. When I was unemployed during COVID, nobody was hiring, so I got a job at the one of the cannabis facilities in town.
Yeah.
And it is a soul-sucking job. Like you are in stainless steel quarantine room with a hazmat suit pretty much and face shields doing food quality or food grade, you know,
Yeah.
marijuana. I was rolling joints is what I was doing. I was sitting on
Oh,
a steel, like surgical steel, whatever, stool with no back support, rolling
oh,
joints all day
that's
from nine
gotta
to
be
five.
that's dude, that's gotta be tough on the back.
Yeah. So, it came up to 3 months, and I'm like, so I think I've learned this part of the job. Like, is there anything else? Oh no, you're really good at this. So I think we're just going to keep you doing this. I said, well, I think I'm going to leave.
Yeah, there's that's I th I had the opportunity to work at Ford,
Yep.
and um came down to basically I was going in to do all my safety training, and they said, yeah, we're not hiring students this year. And I'm like,
Okay. Peace.
okay, no problem. I just went back to Cannondale.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Oh man. Well, I've got lots more that I want to talk about you.
yeah,
Or talk to you about because I love the origin story and having known you for a little while, we've seen each other at a number of different events.
yeah.
But before we do that, I want to know what you're drinking.
Well, the high roller, pineapple, lime, ginger sour.
Can
It's
we
the
see the
first time
can? So that's from Wellington, you said?
Wellington Brewery in Guelph.
I have not seen this one. High Roller. I'm gonna check that one out. I'm usually not a sour person,
So I
but
didn't buy this. I went to the brewery itself to buy it.
yep.
When I do my travels from between the stores, I stop at local breweries and pick up something,
Hmm.
usually along my way or whatever else is nearby.
Yep.
So,
Very cool. I'm actually not having a beer today. So this is a real treat for me and maybe for our listeners. I'm actually really excited to try this. So this is actually a porter schnapps
yeah,
that you distilled yourself.
that is correct.
Okay, so while I pour this, I'm gonna try this porter schnapps over ice. You gave me one of these little ones to
Yeah.
try. So how did you get into distilling? Like that's so cool.
So I had a fondness for limoncello.
Oh,
And I was like, well, how do I make limoncello? So started with just straight vodka, the pith of the lemon, let it sit for 6 weeks and that. And then I was like, well, I'm drinking a lot of this stuff and everybody else seems to like it.
yeah,
Buying vodka is getting expensive.
right.
How do I make my own?
Huh.
So I again watch moonshiners and stuff on TV,
Hmm.
and I just got into looking around, and I'm like, I found I could buy a stainless steel still
Yep.
from that's used for water purification. But so I started making my own. It's just a neutral spirit I make with dextrose corn sugar,
Yep.
and I distilled that, and that's what I started. And then COVID happened,
Right.
so everybody loved the Pink Whitney.
Yep.
So I made my own version,
Hmm.
which was Pink Lemmy, I called it,
Pink
and
what?
Lemmy,
Lemmy? As in
Lemmy,
like
like
lemmings?
or more along the Motorhead, Lemmy from Motorhead, Ace of
Okay,
Spades.
I'm with you now. Yeah.
Yeah. So more along that line,
Yep.
but so it tasted like pink lemonade. You just did not. It was 40% alcohol. You did not taste the alcohol in it.
Oh no.
So
Dangerous.
yeah, and then so I've tried all kinds of things. I've made all kinds of different things, um,
That's
and
so cool.
and then I had a brewery in Hamilton reach out and say, hey, I got this beer. We talked about, I met him at our Christmas party, and he's like, I got this beer. I'm just going to throw it out. Do you want it? And I said, well, how many cases can I legally transport
Right.
without a license? And he's like, well, 20. And I said, oh, I'll take 25. So I loaded 25 cases into the back of my vehicle.
So
And
did you
then,
just admit online on the internet that you were, involved in
yeah,
illegal activity on my show?
pretty much, yeah. But yeah, it's not for sale. I do not sell
Right.
it.
No, and this was a gift, and I'm very, very
It
grateful
is
for it.
all I make it for myself and give
Yeah,
it away to friends.
that's so cool. And I mean,
So
I love and I really admire people, you included, who, you get curious about something. And it could be anything. So for you, it was vodka. It's like,
yeah,
I'm spending all this money buying vodka. I wonder if I could make my own. And there's so many people, I think, who maybe have those thoughts. They're just like, I wonder what if, or I wonder if I tried this, or I wonder what would happen if, but then they don't act on it. They don't try it. They don't do anything. So kudos to you for figuring
I
it
would
out.
I would love to be able to open my own distillery
Yep,
eventually. It's just it takes a lot of time and money.
I imagine.
And I have the time, kind of,
Yep.
but it's the money portion. You need big backers at this point
Yeah, some sort
in
of
order to get them.
investors or
Yeah. And everybody that I give my stuff to, they're all like, you should, I don't know why you don't do this full time. It's like, I can't go to the bank and ask for $100,000
right.
because I don't want it to fail and
Yeah.
be out. And then I have to leverage my house and everything in order to
Mm-hmm.
make this go. And then I can't do it out of my house because I don't have a garage. At least it has to be all food safe
Yeah.
and all that. So I would have to rent a building
Right.
and go through all that, those kind of that. And then it's just a process.
Yeah. One thing after another. It's
Yeah.
being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
We have all the ideas, but not all the money.
No,
So anyway, Greg, cheers to you. This is my first time trying this porter schnapps, so I'm not going to take it like a shot, of course.
no.
Wow. That is really good. So it's schnapps, but it's made with beer?
Yeah. So it is porter beer,
Yeah.
which is 6% alcohol. And so all I do is I dump it into my still
Yep.
and add the defoaming agent and let it run. And it comes out at 35% alcohol.
Holy
So
smokes.
the color it's been sitting in oak for 6 months.
Okay. Because even like a porter is dark.
Yeah,
And this
porter's
is
dark. So
really light.
it comes out clear, but I have it sit in there's not in oak barrels,
Mm-hmm.
a carboy, but with oak staves.
Hmm.
So
So this actually isn't leftover color from the porter. This is
no,
color from the barrels.
it's color from
Or the oak,
toasted
yeah.
yeah, toasted American oak, white
Hmm.
oak.
Very interesting. I would have just assumed that that was like a leftover color. See, I don't
Yeah.
know anything about distilling. I guess when you distill, it takes everything out, all the impurities, all the color,
Yeah,
all the.
it takes everything out. The only thing that I've ever had come out a different color is when I um did cranberry
Okay.
and I put cranberries in a basket
Yep.
and the alcohol came through and it came out pink like cranberry.
Okay. Hmm.
So,
Very interesting. Very interesting. I
yeah.
wonder if I'm the only one wondering this, or if anybody else listening to the show is also wondering. So, my assumption, because I don't know anything about distilling, is stuff blowing up. Is this a real thing?
Yes, it can blow up, but I don't do it over open flame. So
Okay.
my still is like a giant coffee pot.
Okay.
So it's got a heating element in the bottom, the way
Yeah,
a coffee pot runs, but mine is 3 times the size of your standard tall um,
like a coffee maker. Okay,
coffee
so it's
maker.
not so usually explosion happens when there's too much heat too quickly?
Yeah, so too much heat too quickly, not enough cooling agent. So where they run it through, it just builds the pressure and doesn't turn in back into alcohol soon enough.
Right. Wow. You are just a very fascinating human. So thank you for all that. I'm going to bring it back to landscaping now,
Yeah.
but I really appreciate that little rabbit hole you took us all on.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And that is really good. So very nice. I love that on the pre-questionnaire, the pre-interview questionnaire, you referred to yourself as the GOAT. You're the Greg
Yes.
of all trades.
Greg of all trades. It's actually on my business card.
Oh, I love that.
So I didn't, because I do so much with Grand River.
Yeah.
Um, and at the time I worked in the yard, I worked logistics, I worked the counter, I'm doing fleet, all
For
the,
sales, you're out at events, like
yeah,
you're doing everything.
everything. And I was like, oh, they called me the goat. And Annalise like said to Jared, like, man, we should put goat on Greg's business cards and Greg of all trades. And sure enough, they showed up and I'm like, I did not expect that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I mean, Annalee's been on the show.
Yeah.
She's recuperating right now from surgery. So hi, Annalise. I don't know if you listen or tune in, but thinking of you, girl. But like, it's so great. Just every time I hear from people who work at Grand River, they all really enjoy their time there. Like it's
Yeah.
such a tight group. And like when I go to Grand River, they're always familiar faces. They're the
Yeah.
same people who've been there for years. And as a contractor, I'm building relationships with those
Yeah.
people because I recognize them. It's nice
Yeah.
walking in, looking for Stone or a catalog, and they're like, "Oh, Heather, haven't seen you in a while. What's going on?"
Yeah.
So, very cool.
We only hired
Um,
one new person this year, so yeah.
that is that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So, and that's so when you're talking about Grand River, you are situated in London, right? So you
Uh,
live in St. Thomas, but you work out of primarily the two London locations.
yeah.
So we've got it's like a wholesale, it's not a
Well,
wholesale yard, it's a like a discount yard,
the clearance yard,
clearance yard.
I'm the only employee at the Warncliffe yard.
Yep,
So if anybody wants to come see me, they just call the White Oaks location and book an appointment with me.
right.
And I'm currently making my way through the Warncliffe yard and taking pictures
Yep.
of each product, putting the retail price, sale price, and square
Awesome.
footage
Yep.
and pictures all on a spreadsheet so I can send it out to all the contractors. And if they're looking for something, they can see, okay, well, this is the sale price, this is how much we have, and they
Yeah.
can see what the product looks like because
Oh, that's
everything
awesome.
there is old,
Right.
right? So I can't throw a picture of something looks brand new from a catalog. I want people to actually see what it looks like in the yard.
Yeah. I love
So
the fact that you guys are doing that because so many times this stuff goes to waste.
yeah,
Partial skids or a couple of boulders that fall off a skid or
yeah,
something's chipped or whatever. But this, we're talking about a yard. Like you
yeah,
have the clearance yard is a stone yard. It was the original location in London and it's
it is.
got tons of stuff. So if you're in London or surrounding area and you need stone, call Grand River, get an appointment with Greg at the clearance yard and see what they got because there's lots of stuff.
Yeah. So it's a little overgrown. The display areas are overgrown because there's no one looking after them anymore. But
Right? And what's the long-term plan for the property?
we are out of there in 2027.
Okay.
So everything's got to move by then.
Gotcha. And then the property's just kind of going up. So you guys are leasing the
It's
property then, or?
we currently lease the property. This property was sold. Hollandia used to own the property. They don't own it anymore. They sold out, so they're on their way out also.
Hmm.
And we're going out, and there was a couple other landscapers who also were on the property, and they're currently seeking new locations
Wow.
for their yards.
Okay.
So,
So do you know, I wonder, is it going to be an apartment building or is it just going to be a
um,
vacant lot or?
car lot storage.
Okay.
So
Stone is way
the
better, but
yeah,
that's just me.
it is zoned high density residential.
Yep.
So I could see apartment buildings going in there eventually, but
Right.
That's down way down the list at this point.
Okay. And so you as the goat, right? The Greg of all
Yeah.
trades, can you give a lowdown for I should have probably asked you earlier. I assume people know because I know. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a second. Let's back up a little bit. So you're the Greg of all trades at Grand River. Can you kind of give us a lowdown? Like what sort of duties and responsibilities do you do there?
So I look after as basically fleet manager. So I make sure all the trucks in all our locations, um, both London locations, our Kitchener location, our Fergus location, our Stony Creek location, making sure all their trucks are safetied, make sure their maintenance is getting done on them on their monthly basis or bi-monthly basis, making sure everybody's greasing properly.
Yeah.
I'm also the trainer for forklift
Yep.
and that. So if we get new hires, I go and I put them through the training processes, making sure they do everything properly and not,
Haphazardly.
yeah, not they're going to injure themselves or injure people around them.
Yep.
And then I also do inventory. So, and I'd rather, in the past, when we did inventory, we used to shut down for just one day
Yep.
and do it all on a Friday and a little bit on Saturday if we didn't that. And I went to Jared and I said, I just want to do it all myself. So starting in mid-October, I
Hmm.
do one store a week, Monday to Friday, and I just count everything.
Wow. Just a small job. Just
Small
another,
job.
that's just another small job of all 5 locations, is it?
Yeah, 5 locations.
Oh my
The
gosh.
steel, not a. I don't know the steel all that well. So the
Hmm.
steel, we have help for that because I can't remember all the terminology for all the different types of steel there is. Even though
Right.
there's only about 100 codes, I can't remember all those. I can pretty much remember all the other stuff
Yep.
and ID, all the brick, all the stone, all the pavers, obsolete pavers, all that. I can do all that stuff.
Yep.
It's just the steel is the one thing that eludes me because I don't work with it every day.
Well, what do you know? You're not perfect.
No,
Yeah. You can't know everything, Greg.
no. But by doing all the inventory too, even the people who work in the yards, they'll call me and say, "Hey, did you see this in the yard?" And I can
Yep.
point them exactly to where it is without being.
Right.
It's I don't
Hmm.
want to say I have like the uh, photographic memory, but not far off of.
I understand. I understand. It comes in really handy being on a job site where everything is everywhere and scattered, but in my brain, I know
Yeah,
exactly where everything is. So
yeah,
very interesting. But you don't just do stuff with Grand River, you're also very involved with Landscape Ontario. Can you give us a
yeah.
lowdown as, I mean, you've been president
Well,
of the London
I'm actually
chapter, you're
I'm
current
actually
president, right?
current president of London chapter again.
Yeah.
I'm also the vice chair of LO Congress Committee.
Yep.
So, and been involved with Landscape Ontario for the last decade
Yep.
for on the London board. So
Hmm.
it's it's a whirlwind thing. I
Oh
don't want to
yeah.
say I don't want to say I would ever want to be not involved with Landscape Ontario.
Yeah.
Um, this will probably be my last term as in the executive.
Well, and
I
you've
just
done executive for how long?
too many years at this point.
Yeah, that's a
It's time.
lot on somebody's plate to do as a volunteer. It really
Yeah,
is.
there is enough new people on the board now that they
Hmm.
can. It's time to let them take the reins and go from there. Some of us have done our course
Oh
and
yeah.
we're the originals. Well, you started on the
I
board the
know.
same
I was
time
just
I
gonna
did.
say, I tip my hat off to you because I started when you did, and I
Yeah.
was on it for a year. And then I
Yeah.
was out. I said, no way, this is way too much work. I
Well,
just can't.
you had lots of things going on at that time too. You've had many different hats
Um,
going.
yes, this is true. This is true.
So
So, unfortunately, sometimes when things start falling off your plate, you either choose what to take off your plate or everything falls off your plate. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Yep.
Like
Yeah.
you need to kind of cut some things out even though you want it all. Your
Yeah.
plate is not big enough. So, maybe
No,
one day I'll come back onto the board, but I can say right now, as an entrepreneur in my fifth year of business and the only staff member on my team, it is
yeah.
not happening anytime soon.
No, and that happens. And people have families and people have businesses and they can only do what they can do. Uh,
Absolutely. You can only do what you can do. Do you hear
yeah,
that? Everybody that's listening in, you can only do what you can do. It's
yeah.
okay. We're
You can't
human.
go you can't go past that.
No,
As soon as you go past that, you're done.
you're done.
You don't and you don't know how to get out of it without letting people down. That's
That's a
that
big one.
I was to the point with Landscape Ontario that I thought I would disappoint Jared.
Right.
I had to call Jared and say, "Hey, I think I'm done with Landscape Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be upset if I leave?" Because he's the
Right.
one who mentored me into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, he's like, if you have to leave, you have to leave. You've done your term.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
I don't
sorry, you go ahead.
know. It was like, and so I kind of that, and there's other people on the board too. We kind of discussed some things, and I'm like, okay, I'll stay on
Mm-hmm.
because there was no one really to take the role this of president again.
Right. To kind of bring the new
So this is
people
I'm like,
on and push them
yeah,
to the next, right?
I just I was to be done with it, and there was no one we saw fit. And we asked a few of the people that were on the board, "Hey, are you ready to do this?" And they
Yep.
were like, "Give me 2 years.
Right.
Give me the 2 year term." And I'm like, "I will do this 2 year term,
Yep.
and then I will stay on the board.
Yep.
I don't want to go anywhere off the board. I want to stay on the board, and but I don't
Help
want
and
to be."
assist and yep.
I don't want to be on the executive. I just want
Right.
to sit back and help out where need be.
Right.
So
There's something you said that struck a bit of a nerve with me, and I think other people too. This idea of I would say it's actually anxiety, but of letting people down,
yeah,
especially when they're your mentor,
yeah,
right? And it's something that that one hits close to me too. So I'm right there with you, where there's some
yeah.
things where it's like I know that I either should do this or I can do this, or people are saying, "Oh, you'd be so good at this. You should do this." But it just doesn't feel right or it's not a good
No,
fit, but you just really don't want to let people down, and that's a tough one.
well, that's the
So,
biggest thing with me is I don't want to see the London chapter fail.
yep.
I don't want to see it fail, and I didn't see any way for it. The new people just weren't ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, ask me again in the fall and maybe we'll see what I can help with.
Oh,
So, I'm pretty I'm on I would say I'm in the bleachers or whatever. I'm in the background, but I also Landscape Ontario has been a lifesaver, honestly, for
yeah.
me. So if I can help the London chapter to get more members and to get people talking about it and to come out, it's something that I
Yeah.
definitely want to
Well,
do. So
um,
I think there was a
it,
position of like membership engagement or something
yeah, that's
like
in
that.
from there's a lot of changes going on at head office.
Mm,
So they're going through changes right now. Like this will come out after, but we have a new member event coming up on August 12th, and then we have our
okay.
golf tournament, and
I'll
then
be
our
there. I'm sponsoring a hole this year.
are you sitting on your hole?
I am. I'm bringing a shade tent and Muskoka chairs. I'm going to wear a really tacky Hawaiian shirt. And my mom and Bestie are coming to drink beer with me all day.
I will make sure that I have some kind of beverage for you.
That sounds lovely.
Yes. And then
And
our first chapter meeting is September 9th, with Jeff Carroll.
okay, awesome. So
On
stuff is coming.
mental health in the workplace.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I missed it last year, so I definitely
Yeah.
want to do it this year.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to ask you, and you did mention Jarrett a couple times, who I know as well, and I have been harassing him to get on the show because he really is an extraordinary man. I've
Yes.
been able to hang out with him also on a personal level, just hanging out, having a couple drinks, and um, he's good people. He's good people.
Yeah.
So I always ask people on the show if they want to give a shout out to their mentors, and you mentioned Jarrett Woodard as well as Larry Amos.
Yeah.
So can you give those guys a little shout out, and what have they done for
Well,
you, and what kind of impact have they had on you?
well, again, never having really done much with stone and only done with plant work
Hmm.
before starting at Grand River. And Jarrett just took the time to walk the yard and get to know all the product, landscape product
There's a
in the yard.
lot.
And there's a lot.
Yeah.
And there's even more when it comes to brick. And Larry, which Larry retired in March,
Yep.
but he taught me everything brick and stone.
Hmm.
So there's not really many people left at Grand River who can ID all the pavers and all
Hmm.
the brick. So it falls on me now.
Okay.
But yeah, Jarrett was very instrumental in learning pavers and of course getting me involved with Landscape Ontario because he was chapter president at the time.
Yep.
So, and I said, well, how can I get involved? Because there was at the time I have no kids or anything like that. So I was like, I have time. How can I be
Yeah.
involved with something in the community? And then Larry just kind of took me under his wing and showed me how to ID the brick, how
Hmm.
to cut sills, make house orders. He taught me how to rock face.
Wow.
So it's just now I can show other people what I've learned through that.
And that is what mentorship is all about.
Yeah.
You're the receiver, but then you are the giver,
Yeah.
right? If you get this knowledge, you don't just hoard it and keep it all to yourself. You pass it
No.
on. And it's
Well, because if
we could
you're
use a lot more of it.
my thing is if I hold all this stuff, all this knowledge, there's no one else. It doesn't benefit me to hold all this in.
Yeah,
I have it now. I can show people how it's done.
absolutely. Absolutely. Redundancy.
Yeah.
Redundancy. Oh my gosh. That's a whole other podcast episode talking
Yeah.
about if you're the only one who knows how to do things and something happens to you, God forbid, knock on wood,
Yeah.
I don't wish you ill, Greg.
No.
I love you. Okay.
Yes.
But uh it would be really bad.
Yeah.
Like for anybody who, if you're the one person and you're in your own silo and you know everything and you don't share that, it's yeah, things
The only caveat to that is you have to have people who are willing to learn it also. There's a
yes.
lot of the times like our new people, they just don't it's not a career anymore. It's
I
a
know.
job.
Yep.
And it's been a job. I'm like, you've worked here for 10 years, people. You should know this by now.
Right.
You are now into career status, not job status.
Yep.
So it's finding the people who want to learn all the stuff.
And I know that there are lots of landscape contractors who are thinking the exact same thing about laborers
Yeah.
because people come on and they think it's a summer job. And for some people it
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
But for those who it's not, how can it's a craft. Like, how can
Yeah.
you better it? How can you get better? What's new and happening? What can you learn about? What are you curious about? where's everybody's hunger for knowledge? I take it
Yeah.
for granted that both me and my husband were a bit of like raging or raving lunatics. I don't know what the phrase is, but like there's something we don't know and it's like, oh, well, we got to find out. Like, let's look into this. Let's research. That's what we do
Yeah.
for fun. But we're also nerds. So there's that. So what else did I want to talk to you about? So you're a hosta guy.
Yes.
Yes. I have
Now,
not seen your property in person. One day I
no.
will,
Well,
but I would
when you're,
love to see the collection.
uh, my collection got eaten.
Oh no. It was
Rabbits
a
this year.
it was a tough winter. Yeah.
The only the only ones. So if you come here to drop stuff off,
Yeah,
again, the front is overgrown with lots of plants that shouldn't be there that
mine
are
too.
dropped. But down the side of my property that goes along West Ave
Yep.
is where all my hostas are.
Okay.
So there are some still there, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them did get eaten, and especially with some of my small stuff.
Oh,
So
brutal.
the small ones, the one that made it through the best was the red blush one, and that's the one that cost me the most money at the time.
Okay, so that's good that it made it.
Yeah, so it cost me when I got it 3 years ago was $95. So
That's an expensive pasta.
yeah,
Yeah. What's that one called? I'm gonna look it up.
it was first blush. So
First blush?
it has red stems.
Oh, cute.
Red stems, green leaves, but it's the first, it comes out red
Yep.
when it first comes up. I did try, have you tried like hosta skate, like when the same way you do with fiddleheads? So when the hostas first emerge, you cut them off
Yep.
and you fry them up.
Oh yeah, butter and garlic.
Yeah. So I
This one
did
does
that.
not taste good?
Not really. No.
No.
Um, but I did, have tried it. I had to try it. I saw it. I had to try it. So,
Yep.
but
Hmm.
there's along that side, there's um my peonies kind of got overgrown too this year. So
Yeah.
I have fern leaf peony,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a rare one, is kind of rarish, but witch's bloom peony.
Witch's bloom.
Yeah, I got it from well, I get a lot of stuff from Canada, so they get unique stuff. I get pieces of it.
I think I have a seed for a witch's bloom peony. I was just looking for that. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
random. Um, sorry, my brain. ADHD.
yeah.
Focus. Um, what was I going to ask you about hostas? I actually, there's one at Whistling Gardens called Strip Tease,
I've seen that one. Yeah,
and I want it just because of the name. I think it's
yeah.
hilarious.
So like the place in Appin, that they closed up and moved to Montreal.
Yep,
We went there on the last weekend,
right.
and basically we he had some that he wouldn't let us dig up.
Mm-hmm.
Basically said, if you want it, point to it. We'll either sell you the whole thing or sell you a piece. So I got a bunch of pieces and stuff. A
Okay.
lot of them aren't labeled, so they were
Ah,
just, so they're unique. They're still unique ones, but they're
yeah.
not.
We don't know what they're called.
But I don't know what they're called anymore.
Right. Yeah,
So
I've been to the place Lots of Hostas.
okay, yeah,
They're near NBK. So when I go to NBK to pick up plants for a garden order or a
yeah,
job, I stop into Lots of Hosta and see what they're doing.
yeah. I didn't buy any hostas this year. Well, in the springtime it was either I only have Saturdays and Sundays off, and it
Hmm.
rained every Saturday and Sunday in the spring, or we
Right.
had snow.
Yeah. We had a lot of snow and rain this year
Yeah.
in like
So,
late spring.
and then
Um,
the last few weekends it's been stupid hot.
yeah, we had that huge heat
Yeah.
wave. Right now
Yeah.
it's nice, but and so with
Oh yeah.
hostas, like when they get eaten, right, from rabbits or whatever, they do tend to come back the next year though, right?
Yeah,
Because
they
it's
still come
just
back.
yeah, it's just
It's
the
just the
foliage
leaf.
that gets eaten. So
Yeah,
the
it's just a
root's still
foliage.
good.
So, but there is lots of rabbits in my neighborhood, and
Hmm.
everything got eaten. And they are
Um,
coming back. There are a few leaves coming back on some of them. They didn't eat a lot of things,
yep.
but someone's
Okay.
like, "Oh, this one just got eaten." Dang it.
Yeah. Darn it.
Yes.
Well, I will check them out and I'll probably take some pictures. I'm like, oh, this leaf is so cool. I'm such a
Yeah.
foliage person. Like as a
Yeah.
designer, I love foliage. I'm not much for flowers. I actually really like leaves and texture.
Yeah.
Um, so you also mentioned on your questionnaire Japanese maples.
Yeah.
So do you know any of the names of ones that you have?
I only
Or you
have
just
two.
like them?
I like Japanese maples, and if I had a bigger property,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably have a large collection of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a red pygmy that's right next to my staircase, and
Beautiful.
then I have a great big uh, Taiyukiyama.
Okay.
So it is it's a cut leaf, but a weeping one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's big and it's full and that. And Cannondale comes and takes cuttings off them every year
Oh,
for that. So they strip my pygmy
yep.
this year, but it needed to be done.
Right.
So
Well, I hope they pay you for those cuttings.
I get
Nah. I
it
guess
is
they
what
did
it
get
is.
you started, right?
Yeah, it is.
So
I don't that I get discounts on plants and stuff if I
it's
need any.
worth it. It balances out.
So yep.
I've got I actually just bought a Amber's Ghost from Whistling Gardens,
Okay.
and I'm actually not a Japanese maple person because I have pulled too many dead ones out of clients' yards,
Yeah.
but I couldn't help myself. Like I had to have it. And I don't think I've ever bought myself like it was like $250.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I went to Whistling Gardens for the first time last year.
Okay. What'd you
I
think?
it was unique there for
Yeah.
sure. Um, but the one thing they didn't have, I would look for that it took me forever to find it, is I wanted prickly pear.
Okay. And I think they do have it now. They've started propagating,
Yeah. But
but
I
they've got a
got
cacti collection that's pretty awesome.
they do. And eventually what I'd like to do is rip most of my front flower beds back up
Yep.
because the one side is it was all full of when I first moved in and that I had it packed full of all kinds of tulips and
Mm-hmm.
lilies and the different that. But I want to rip everything up and do a dry flower
Yeah.
bed type thing, arid. So
Yep. Like a rockscape type thing.
yeah, but I
So,
can't do it on the right hand side because the water line and the gas line come in.
mm-hmm.
But I have an old water feature that's on the one side next to um my property is very small. I literally um I step off my front porch and it's city property.
Okay.
So
So
there
then
is
there's
not
no need for grass.
no there is no
No.
I have to cut the grass because it's city, but I try
Ugh.
not to.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm making that wild because I'm not mowing it. No way.
Well, I'm seriously considering wild strawberry and clover
Perfect. Yeah,
for
there's lots of ground covers that do well.
so I don't have to cut anything, and nothing grows on the side of my house.
No,
I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on grass seed and nothing grows.
right? It's like the ground is telling you no more grass. No
Yeah,
more grass. I often tell clients if clients reach out to me and they're like, "Well, my grass isn't growing." I said, "Do you know what? I have the perfect solution. We're going to take out all your grass and make it a garden." That is how I solve turf problems.
yeah,
If you actually want turf to look good, you got to call somebody else.
yeah,
But if you want to solve the turf problem, my solution is getting rid of the turf. So,
yeah. I have big grandiose plans, but
me
again, that
too.
all
They're
takes
all up
money
here.
too.
I know. Ah,
And
stupid money.
I want to do it the cheapest way possible also, right?
Right.
So can I do it myself? What can I reuse to do it myself?
Yep.
So my part of my fence in my backyard, ILS skids. So the Indiana limestone comes on hardwood pallets.
Yeah.
I cut them up and made a fence out of it.
Awesome. I'm all
So
for reclaiming materials. So I think I like eclectic.
yeah,
I like whimsy. And it is cost effective. So
yeah,
there's that.
yeah,
So before I let you go, because we are just about out of time, but on the pre-interview questionnaire, you actually mentioned a software that I hadn't heard of before, the Samsara Fleet Management.
Yeah.
Can you talk about this? Because
Yeah.
I
So,
thought I was pretty privy to softwares that are out there, but I've not heard of this
so
one.
this one is more because we have big trucks. Um, it runs the same way as you would with like a lot of the different small companies, but it's GPS tracking on all
Okay.
the trucks. But I also have the ability to all the maintenance records are all stored inside it. Um, and I can go in and basically I see a truck comes up and say it needs an oil change. I just email the manager of the store and say, hey, this unit has to go in for oil change.
Yep.
So, and there's a lot of features that we don't have yet for it. We're still
Okay.
trying to that so dash cam recordings and all that, but where our drivers are still on the fence with having dash cams. They would like forward facing ones. They don't want the ones that face them.
I would agree.
So I don't see why we don't need to be able to see the driver and what they're doing. It's more
No.
insurance purposes for us to see forward.
And that's what I would feel the same. It's like I would be all for the forward dash because it is getting crazy out there.
I run a dash cam
So,
every day
yeah.
in mine. So just because I'm on the road in between the yards once a week,
Yep.
and it's more for my own safety is why I run it.
Yep.
It's not so much to I might pick up and see crazy crap on it, but it's more for my safety in case someone stops, cuts me
Yeah.
off,
No, and that's
something
what I
like
mean
that.
by crazy. It's not just about catching, something fun to post on YouTube. It's
Yeah,
like it's getting crazy out there, like crazy stupid in terms of
yeah,
safety.
yeah,
So to have a forward facing dash cam, your guys are saying one thing, they're in an accident, the other people say another thing. That would be
yeah,
really nice for insurance to have it on camera that
yeah,
no, the other
yeah,
person totally, you know.
yeah.
Anyway.
So our Samsara is just basically for I can track the trucks. I've all our suppliers are pinned on the map.
Hmm.
So we use our logistics people use it and they can send the
Hmm.
routes, do it the routes for our guys to pick up at the different suppliers
Yeah.
and send it to the driver and the driver can just okay, I have to go here, here, and here and pick up all this stuff.
Wow, that's awesome. And so maybe a random question, but if you said it has the maintenance logs, so would it have the circle check information on there as well?
All the DVIR stuff is all there. It's all done electronically.
And
That's
then
how.
can you see actually when they started and when they stopped their circle
Yep,
check?
yep.
Oh,
I can
okay.
see that. And then
Excellent.
I have the ability. They don't have. I have the ability to go in and say they run out of. They forget to shut it off, and
Yep.
so I can go in and do the edit so they can accept it so that they can continue on with their workday.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and
Well,
it's just all if they get pulled into the scales, they just hit a button and it transfers to the MTO officers.
that's awesome. Everything's right there.
Yeah.
As much as I love paper and books, circle checks should not be done on paper anymore.
No.
No. So, Greg, it was awesome having you on the show. I can't believe it's been so long since I've just seen you. I just haven't been to the yard. It's been a busy design year for me, not
Yeah.
so much an install year. So, but I keep sending customers there saying, go look
Yeah.
at the stone, go look at this stone, go look at this stone. Ask for Greg,
Well,
just
and
go.
if you have customers again, if you have customers that if you have a small patio, um, there all the pavers that are left there are probably 100 to 400 square feet
Yep,
of is what's left. And if they're looking for something unique or random or they just
that's
want
awesome.
if they want cost effective, let's just say that cost
Yep.
effective pay, then send them my way.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with them. Like the color
No.
might be a little off because it's maybe a little sun bleached or something.
Yeah.
But your pavers, when you put them in brand new, they're gonna get sun bleached anyway,
Yeah.
right? Like, so
So,
I'm actually wanting to redo my front, and what I'm planning to do is get a whole bunch of different pavers from the clearance yard that are the same thickness,
yep.
right? And I'm just gonna cut them accordingly, and I'm gonna do more of a like a mosaic front walkway.
I got lots for you.
Excellent. I will be in touch.
Yes.
Greg, always a pleasure seeing you. I'm sure I'm going to see you at some LO events, and I'm going to see you at the clearance yard probably fairly soon.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, take care, and I will see you next time.
See you next time.
Cheers.
That concludes this week's episode, hosted by me, Heather Gerard at My Landscape Artist. Now, before you go, here's some info about our sponsor, ext.tech. In today's fast-paced world, your landscaping business needs modern solutions to keep up with the change. That's where EXT comes in. EXT is revolutionizing the way you manage projects and streamlines your landscaping, snow removal, and construction operations. Instead of juggling 5 different software packages, endless spreadsheets, losing track of leads, and missing out on potential sales, you could be leveraging AI job routing, client management, and financial insights with a modern mobile app that employees love to use. With EXT's flat rate pricing, you'll never be caught off guard. If you're ready to revolutionize and grow your landscaping business, visit ext.tech today to learn more. And for additional savings, use the code HOPS10 at checkout, or just tell them that Heather sent you. See you next week for another episode of Hops and Hedges.